opinion in for Chris. Well, is defunding Planned Parenthood now a realistic goal for the pro-life movement? Donald J. Trump sought to achieve this during his first term, and the pressure continues for the upcoming term. Planned Parenthood's federal funding for 2022 and 2023 totaled almost $7 million. However, despite various government health services, grants, and insurance reimbursements, the nonprofit still faces serious operational challenges. Where is all the money going? Critics say it's not maternity leave, health care support, building maintenance, or innovation within the organization. They say all of their resources are being misused for the sake of Planned Parenthood's number one priority. They allege that is abortion. Here to weigh in, CEO and president of 40 Days for Life, Sean Carney, and former Planned Parenthood manager, Ramona Trevino. Sean, I want to start with you. You said, quote, "It is not a good look for the federal government to be in bed with Planned Parenthood." I think there are many Americans who seem to agree with you. It feels like we've been fed this kind of patina that the only way anyone can get a cervical cancer screening is through Planned Parenthood, as if there is not a way for us to work with existing community healthcare organizations to ensure that every single woman in need of real, legitimate reproductive health can get those services.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a mammogram. Under Biden, they did a record of 392,000 abortions, and they did that with over $750 million of our tax dollars. So if Elon is going to run around and make our government more efficient, the best thing that they can do is defund Planned Parenthood. They have the Senate. They have a bigger margin than they did in 2017. They have the Congress. And remember, only Trump wanted to do this right when he got into office in January of 2017, but Paul Ryan and the other useless Republicans didn't have the backbone for it. I think that they do now. J.D. Vance, as recently as October 5th, talked about the need to defund Planned Parenthood. They are in disarray. They're a very dysfunctional organization. They make all of their money off of those nearly 400,000 abortions, and they need to be defunded.
You know, Ramona, I want to come to you because in your experience, you've talked a little bit about this kind of false notion that Planned Parenthood was changing their ways. And in fact, in some ways, it seems as if they're just trying to do a better job at hiding their ways, not necessarily trying to, quote unquote, retrain people, but avoid detection, avoid the people who sneak in with cameras to reveal them for who they truly are. Maybe talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been out of Planned Parenthood for 13 years now, and it's no surprise to me that nothing has changed. When I worked for Planned Parenthood, one of the reasons, amongst many, was the fact that Planned Parenthood was willing to aid and abet in underage sex trafficking and train their staff on how essentially to not be caught by pro-lifers who went in to expose this really grim reality that happens within the abortion industry. And so, you know, I'm not surprised at all to see that these things continue to happen and transpire within Planned Parenthood in this organization.
You know, Sean, you talked a little bit about the numbers. I want to run through them. Last year there were major declines for Planned Parenthood in key services, colonoscopies and pap smears down 14%, family practice down 1.5%, adoption referrals down 4.5%, and telehealth appointments down 65% from pre-COVID levels. The only thing that seems to have really, truly increased were the abortions. I think, is that really telling, I think, in many ways, that it seems whatever the marketing effort is, the only thing that seems to be getting marketed effectively are the end-of-life procedures?
100%, because that's where the money comes from. Planned Parenthood really can be divided up into three parts as far as income. Abortions is a third, government funding, our tax dollars, is a third, and then donations are a third. The donations go up and down depending on what's going on or what scandal they're a part of. But the abortions continue to go up because that's where the money is, and we really saw this take off during and after COVID. Abortion has always been a priority for Planned Parenthood. This isn't some revelation. It's just that we shouldn't be paying for it. And the Republicans' talking point on abortion, which is, hey, this is no longer a federal issue. This goes back to the states. Well, that should apply to federal funding. If it's a state's issue, then the federal government should not be funding it. And this is where viewers at home will see changes in their communities. They will see abortion facilities close. There's a huge shortage of doctors willing to do abortions these days, particularly in a post-Roe America. And Planned Parenthood simply doesn't have the cash flow to keep some of their floundering abortion facilities open without government funding. And they need to do what all nonprofits do, which is go and share their mission and hope that people donate, not rely on a government handout.
Absolutely. Again, we live in a country where they tried to cancel Baby It's Cold Outside. They've tried to change the name of the Washington Redskins, and yet somehow, apparently, having an organization founded by people who wanted to exterminate black people, completely acceptable. Thank you, Ramona Trevino, Sean Carney. God bless you both. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Jeff.